back with another episode of... Hold on, let me get this opened up. Katawa Shoujo. Okay, so... Honestly, not much else other than to get started, is it? Oh man, okay, so I do recall yesterday that last episode, that essentially I left off before the end of the day, so we're actually going to be going through 2 different days here. But yeah, let me just quickly check the sound volume. I can actually see my streaming device from here, so I don't think I need it as much, but, you know, just in case. Yeah, okay, everything works. Anyways, let's get right into it, shall we? I said a chocolate, it's really good. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Sorry, this is gonna fuck things up a little for you guys. Yeah, I know, not very professional. Sorry. There we go. Halfway through this way from the school building to the dorms, I spot a figure in front of the dorms. It's Rin. It looks like she is working on her mural today, too. I walk over to her, but she doesn't seem to notice me approaching. She's sitting on an upturned box, looking intently at the wall she is painting with a brush held between her toes. The mural has progressed considerably since yesterday, but still only half done as far as I can tell. More colors have appeared, and the twisted human-like figures have spread and increased in number. I have to say, the style is very eye-catching and unique. The zipper of my cushion fell off. This thing keeps falling off, I swear. Not that I would be very knowledgeable about art by any measurable skill, but it's very nice looking nonetheless. I clear my throat to get her attention, but not to startle her so that her concentration won't. But not startle her. I clear my throat to get her attention, but not startle her so that her concentration won't break. Wait. She doesn't even turn to check who it is. Oh, wait. "15 minutes later, I decide that her concentration is indeed unbroken, and also that I have waited long enough to warn, poking her gently on the shoulder to remind her of my presence. Rin turns her head mechanically to my direction, ending up staring at my crotch level. It's Hisao. She can tell I would feel a lot less comfortable if she would look at my face. An astute observation, hard at work, I see. The conversation starts as if I haven't been here for a quarter of an hour already, but it's not a concern. At least it starts. Looking good. It does. The layers of paint hiding the other layers of paint, mixing and shaping the human figures really creates an impressive look. But Rin looks miffed. You shouldn't comment on works in progress. 7 years of bad luck. That's a thing. Okay. Sounds terrible. I guess I'll take it back then. It looks absolutely fucking terrible. Is that good luck? Still looks good. I wonder if we get 14 years of bad luck for thinking that. Yeah, we're fucked. Rin turns back to look at her painting and pokes it with a big toe. Could you mix some of this color? I'm running out of it. She looks down at a half-empty bowl with the remains of the same pinkish paint in it. I didn't intend to stay and help her with this project, though. Well, I guess I didn't really intend on doing anything much. I look at Rin, and she looks emptily back at me. Just this once. Rin picks up another brush and dredges it in another tone of pale red. There are dozens of similar bowls all around her working area. From the looks of the scene, she could have been sitting there for hours. I wonder if she has. That would mean she'd have been skipping school, though, which, of course, I wouldn't put beyond someone like Rin. I pour a little bit of white and red into the bowl, trying to match the color with the one already on the wall. Can't seem to get it right. It's really inconvenient of her not to mix enough in the first place, Getting it to be exactly the same tone will be impossible, but at least I can try to get as close as I can. Speaking of hard work, isn't this a huge workload for you too? It's such a big painting and all. Oh, I'm not old and bitter enough. Bold and bitter enough yet to think like that. I guess you aren't. You guessed right. Legs hurt. They feel like slugs. Slugs made of sea slugs. Because of the position? Yeah, I like doing it in a horizontal pose more, if you know what I'm talking about. But it can't be helped. Can't ask the wall to lay down. Saying that, she stretches herself a little, bending her legs and back far more than a human should flex. Bending her legs and back far more than a human should flex. How much is that? It's astonishing how effortlessly she manages her body around. There's a small flinch in her otherwise blank expression, a hint of pain maybe, as she stretches out her calves. Rin must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to live like she does, but she's wearing out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break or something at least. Come back tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her pause. A long one too, feeling like a mental yawn. I don't think so, Hisao. I'm not pushing myself. Sure look like you are. No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There's this boy. Boy? Yes. Where? I assume it's me. At the art club? And? He's blind. Oh, how can you play if you're blind? No idea. So why is he there? That's the point. He is there. Rin's hilarious. She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion and less like an interrogation. He can't really do anything you'd call art, right? But he comes there anyway. And paints. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. That's why I asked. God damn it, Rin. Okay, Rin is... Oh my god. So? He doesn't paint often, but I think his paintings are very interesting. I'm sure they are. I once tried that, painting with eyes closed. Wasn't too interesting, and cleaning up the floor took ages. Didn't try again. Oh my god, Rin is absolute... Oh my god, I fucking love Rin. But he is becoming better at sculpting. You see. Maybe she's trying to make a point with this. Maybe she forgot she had one. Bro, Rin! Oh my god, she's hilarious. Seems like the art club is full of interesting people. Not really? Pretty blunt statement, and she totally missed the sarcasm. That was sarcastic. Why is this not? How is this sarcastic? It genuinely feels like it is full of interesting people. That's what I think. No? Just like I said, they are not very interesting. I usually don't have much interest in people that aren't interesting. You know what? You and me both. Maybe you have. Maybe. But that boy is interesting. Maybe I'm like that boy, or maybe you are. Maybe everyone is. Ooh, deep. Well, not really. I feel like it's not really deep. It's like one of those attempts where like it's intentionally trying to sound pseudo deep. It's like you know you're not saying anything deep. You know you're saying something silly, and it's not that deep at all, and it's just kind of stupid. But you say it anyway because it's really funny to say so. Like, not every philosophical statement has to be because you're actually trying to be philosophical. Sometimes I say pseudo-philosophical bullshit just because I know it. Like, everyone is going to know. And they're also going to know that I know I'm saying something pseudo-intellectual. But it's stupid, and that makes it funny. That's pretty deep, I think. And I tell it to her. You're a deep one. Nah, I'm a really shallow and thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. Also, new person on the stream. Hello, hello, hello. Did you know I can only think 4 things at the same time? What? No, but I do now. Right now I'm thinking the second floor's girl's toilet, ice cream flavored ice cream, the middle toe, and a haircut. I'm going to need a haircut. I like that animation. She shakes her head around vigorously, letting her short and messy hair ruffle wildly around. I can see that doing it is something she likes to do. We fall silent as Rin treads around absent-mindedly, poking some brushes around. The thought about the art club sticks in my head for a little while longer. I feel like I'm treading on some very unknown territory with art. The way these meetings with Rin go, it's as though I'm starting a smoking habit or something. I should probably stop talking with her. You kidding me? She's a lot of fun. It's not like I dislike her. Despite the confusion her being herself causes, and I don't dislike art either. I've even drawn for some fun sometimes. It's just that I don't have any creative drive or any technical skill. It's alright, buddy. I don't have any technical skill either. I'd say I'm a creative person. Usually, if I were to draw something, I got white paper syndrome and usually just freeze instant completely. Then I managed to draw something disfigured and promptly get frustrated at my inability to put the effort in to put the picture in my head down on the paper, then call it quits without even trying to make an effort. Rin doesn't have this problem, but she frustrates me in another way. Being with her is like looking in a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. Isn't that what makes it fun? It makes one question the sanity of the act. See, this is why you're being foolish. You must stop trying to look into Rin. Become the Rin. That's what you're supposed to do. Rin sits down on her box, swaying from side to side, apparently comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She's staring at me again, or maybe over my shoulder. I can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused. I'm thinking of leaving so she can carry on working undistracted, and that I can do whatever I'm going to do alone. It's not like I have anything that must be done today. Oh, shoot. Who? Nobody. I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lily was looking for her. Do you know her from my class? Oh, her, the mystery toilet girl. That person is funny. I saw her going to the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure it's the world record. You kept track of that. It's very mysterious. That's why I call her the mystery toilet girl. What other reason could there possibly be? Well, if there is, it's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. Maybe it was a week before that. Maybe it could have been. I vibe with Rin so fucking much. Looking at her makes me hungry. Don't just say that. At least not around her. Rin turns to look at me blankly as if she's not sure why I reproved her. Oh man, Rin. Oh my god, she is so based. She's so fucking based, guys. Rin is so unbelievably based. But she doesn't acknowledge understanding any more than before, so I give up at this point. So you don't want to go eat dinner, then? No. Not yet. Lynn has turned her hungry gaze back to the wall, looking slightly more energetic, or at least slightly less lethargic than she did before. It's as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish, something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. This is a feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all. I'd argue her oddity is what makes her cool. But alright, I'll be going anyway. Have fun. Rin has already grasped the brush and is dipping it into fresh paint, so of course she can't hear me anymore or doesn't answer anything even if she does. Did you tell Hanako? Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise. I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. Alright. And now we start the next day. Hold on, let me eat another chocolate. My morning alarm goes off, and I flail around uselessly for a while until I remember that I'd decide to give morning runs another shot. Oh, morning runs. I could never do that. Evening runs. I'm fine with that, though. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health, after all. Oh, hello there, third person. That's good. I've got 2 chocolates. I had 3 chocolates on my desk. Now I have 1. I ate 1 before the stream started. And another one just now. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Like, you guys do not need to know about that. But you know what? I felt like saying it anyways, so fuck you. Sure, things haven't been going that great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least, that's what I keep telling myself. I mean, yeah, I'm more of an evening exercise guy. I go to the gym at around, actually, on all the days I don't stream, I go to the gym on all the days I don't stream. At the exact time, so around 4. I stream at 4. It's 4:19, about to be 4:20 where I am right now. And, yeah, so that's my time zone. But essentially what I want to say is that's the same time I actually go exercise. I don't know why I'm telling you this either. Once again, it would appear I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. An early riser, I see. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Amy, the most iconic girl of the franchise. Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again. Why's that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowns, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug, and suddenly it appears she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then! What? You're here to run again, right? Aww. Well, yes. So come on! I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling while Emmy moves with an effortlessness that I find enviable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work towards things gradually, but that's not how we humans work, is it? It's difficult to stay positive about this. Yeah, I feel ya. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to go for more? For some reason, I feel like saving again. Fuck yeah, that's what a real man does. Go for it. What am I doing here? Am I really just gonna fold and let Emmy go up ahead? Hold on, my eye hurts. I am really distracted today, aren't I? Anyways, yeah, I just have to make sure there's no eyelashes in my eye. Am I really gonna fold and let Emmy pull away? Pull ahead? I speed up. The second lap's done quickly, and without even considering it, I keep going. Emmy looks back over her shoulder at me and grins. Still going? Wouldn't want you to think I'm out of shape. Emmy laughs without breaking her stride no less and speeds up even more. Oh, maybe I should go to the gym today. After the stream. I don't know. Now I feel like exercising. Ha! Well, if this is the way we're gonna play things, I increase my own pace as well. I can feel my lungs burning and my legs are starting to question just what the hell I think I'm doing. Lactic acid streams in my muscles, but I close my ears. I can't let myself fall behind because that would be a loss. Hell yeah. Having someone run next to you is always such good motivation. That's what I've experienced. The rational voice in my head inquires mildly just when we started playing a game. I'd answer it, but I have a lot of trouble thinking at the first. Yeah, it's like, the only thing you can really think of is, like, focusing on the run. She's so fast. How the hell does she keep it? Uh-oh. It's like a strain pulling at my chest, a choking feeling of narrowness and pain. Before I could think of anything else then, oh shit, the track disappears from under my feet. I stumble, one hand shooting down to clutch at my chest, the other hitting the track to keep me from falling on my face. Uh-oh. Emmy whirls around and her eyes widen. Hiso! She yells at me, sprinting from the other side of the track. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just... Keep your breathing steady. Uh-oh. Oh, hey, I've got 3 people on the stream. Hello, hello, hello. Calm down. Don't panic. Don't panic. Do you need me to get the nurse? That's her looking to... That's her looking... That's her... That's a new sprite. I close my eyes, shutting out the outside world. My heart struggles to regain its rhythm. Slowly, the pain in my chest begins to subside. So it's gone like nothing happened. It was nothing? No, something happened there. I open my eyes again and glance at a very worried Amy. Actually, I just realized something. Sorry, I just realized I always overwrite my old saves. Starting saves, because I don't need that. Okay, now we're back. It was nothing? No, something happened there. I open my eyes and glance at a very worried Amy. I think I'm fine. My voice sounds weird even to myself, oddly even and matter-of-fact. I think I'm fine. Something like that? It makes Amy frown. I don't think you are. She seems to come to a decision and nods to herself. Right, you're coming with me. You've got to see the nurse. Amy grabs my arm and drags me up. I feel a bit wobbly, but I refuse the shoulder Amy offers for support. Honestly, I'm a little ashamed by my own weakness. I'd really rather not have Amy concerned about me, but it seems to be too late. Heck, I'd really rather not have anyone concerned about my condition. Though at this point, it seems to be too late for that as well. I'd like to be able to deal with the whole thing on my own, without being a bother to anyone else. While I'm wishing for things, I'd rather not have this condition in the first place. Nurse? Amy crashes into his office without knocking, but it doesn't alarm the nurse in the least. Good morning, Sunshine. What's up? Sunshine? Anyways, he calmly sips from his coffee mug, but lays it down after following Amy's gaze to me looming in the doorway. Esau, what brings you here? We were running and he stumbled over and started grabbing his chest, and I thought he'd come get you and make him wait there, but he said he was okay. Easy there, Amy. Calm down. He said he was okay, and they thought you should see him anyway, and... Easy there, Amy. Calm down. Aw, she's adorable. Esau, what happened? I don't know. We were running and then my chest started hurting like that time before, but it went away after a few seconds. It was just a flutter or something. The nurse frowns as if to say that just a flutter is some kind of an oxymoron. I didn't mean quite this when I suggested you get some exercise. You've got to be more careful, Esau. Oh, come on. I was being careful. I just... Come to think of it, I got into a race with a member of the track team. Doesn't seem as well reasoned as I thought it would. You just what? That is... I was racing Emmy. Emmy, is this true? Emmy fidgets, looking adorably contrite. Well... Finally, she can't bring herself to say it out loud, and she merely nods. The nurse sighs and rubs at his forehead with one hand tiredly. Amy, you gotta be more sensitive to the limits of others. I don't know if he told you, but he saw with a bad heart, and getting him to race you was incredibly irresponsible. Actually, I started it. The nurse is stunned by my statement. You what? You're just running, and Amy started to pull ahead, so I sped up to catch her. The nurse stares at the ceiling, mutters a prayer for patience to some god or another, and looks down at the both of us. So you're both stupid! Water, sorry. That's a comfort, I guess. Now come on, Hisao. I gotta make sure your heart's not going to explode or something. I dutifully obey and follow him to the adjacent room where we ascertain that I am in fact not going to keel over and die. So how does it feel? I don't know, nothing much. Tired, but it might just be from the exercise. You stay here for a few hours and rest, and we'll see how you feel after that. I'm not going to object, so I lie down on the infirmary bed. A thoroughly miserable Amy comes in after getting an earful from the nurse in the other room. I couldn't hear what he said through the closed door, but I'm sure it wasn't pleasantries. Look, I'm really, really sorry. I should have been more careful. Hey, you didn't know. It's not your fault. She looks awfully down and sorry, and my reassurances don't do anything to cheer her up. I want to make it up to you. Begin with that decisive nod. So you have to come to lunch with me. Oh. Whose route am I on? I'll bring it for you, okay? Something really good. Really, really good. I'll start with a you don't have to, but then shut up and just nod at her when I see her face. Good. We meet on the roof. We? Yep, the weather's nice now, so the roof's a great spot for lunch, you know. I see. You'll come, right? You wouldn't deny me the chance to make it up to you. Of course not. Great, see you there. Aww. I stay afloat somewhere between asleep and awake, feeling completely drained. Not only my body, but all of me is limp and paralyzed, apart from my senses. I swallow with difficulty, then try to lie still as I can, which in this state is not a very difficult thing to do. The nurse is shuffling around on the other side of the curtains he drew to give me privacy. I can see his shadow shifting about in the sunlight. He's opened the window of his office. It's windy outside. The clean white curtains flutter in the breeze in a heavy, lazy motion. Like waves, light sifts through them slowly, half absorbing into the fabric. I close my eyes. The breeze on my face feels like the soft fabric of the curtains. I listen to the sound of my heartbeat for a moment, trying to shut out the sound of the nurse tapping away on his computer and my own heavy breathing. It's steady. Damn it, not even a week and I end up like this again. I really screwed up this time. Should have known better than to play the half-baked sports star in front of a real one. And why did I try to act brave, like the heart flutter was no big deal, even when it was obvious it was? It's just a reflex, to push it away, to keep it inside. I hadn't want it to happen. I didn't want Amy to see it. Ah, stupid, stupid, stupid. I have to be more careful, or I'll end up in the hospital again, or worse. It's my final thought before I give in to the tiredness. I fell asleep. For how long? What time is it? I'm feeling a little lightheaded, and I keep blinking compulsively. Pushing the curtain aside, I squint my eyes against the unfiltered light pouring in from the window. The texture of the canvas feels nothing like the wind did before. The nurse looks up from his work, sitting exactly where he was before. How are you feeling? You can't really tell, so I don't answer anything. I'm feeling kind of groggy from falling asleep at such a weird time. Hopefully I don't look too weird. What time is it? Me croaking at the question to get some orientation. The nurse looks at his wristwatch before answering. Things seem to happen in slow motion. 10:15. I try to think for a moment what that means, but I'm not really sure. You didn't answer my question, Hisao. Oh, fine. Climb down from that bed then, and we'll see how you are doing. Don't... I try to do exactly that, only to sway dizzily when I move too fast. The nurse moves me to support me by an arm, and sighs. Stand up too quickly is what I was going to say. Just sit there, I'll check your pressure to make sure. My good intentions sure lasted for a long while. I shut up, embarrassed with myself, while the nurse gets busy with an old-fashioned contraption in my arm. After a couple of minutes, he puts it away, looking neither pleased nor unhappy. You're alright? Head stopped spinning? Yeah. Good. How are the contents doing? You didn't show very good judgment out there, Hisao. swallow the retort I was going to make. It's what I was thinking myself, but hearing it stated by someone else makes me want to protest. Oh my, no, that is so, oh my god, I feel that. It's like, when you it's like, sure, it's true, but you want to complain anyways. What he's saying is not pleasant to hear. Doesn't make it any less right. Oh, that is so real. No, sir. He nods, still looking as neutral as he was before. It'd be easy to be angry at him if he said, "Told you so," or something, but he doesn't. I can try to help you keep your health, but ultimately, the last call lies with you. Hopefully, this little episode will be something that'll remind you of that. Is there actually a route where he dies? There might be. Here, a note for your teacher, to avoid an interrogation. Take a slip of paper he's offering, then make my leave as I can't think of anything else to say, nor even really want to. Stay out of trouble, you hear me? I don't think it was anything but a scare, but the next time could be different. I hear ya. There's some way to get to the school building straight from the auxiliary building, but I'm not keen to find out and possibly get lost, so I go out from the exit that I know works. I stop at the stairs of my auxiliary building, deliberating for a moment between going to the dorms to get my books and stuff and going straight away to the class. The sun stings my eye, so I head towards the dorms. The halls are quiet as the courtyard was, naturally so since everyone is in class. I knock lightly at the door of 3-3 and push open the door when Muto calls from the other side. Sorry I'm late. 15 pairs of eyes turn to me. Good morning, Nakai. Muto seems to be somewhat confounded by my coming in late, as if I interrupted his flow or something. Judging from the rambling lectures his class tend to be, that might be the case. I pass him the note the nurse gave me. Muto takes it with a nod and reads it quite quickly. He lifts his eyebrow and gives me a stern look, but doesn't say anything, just nods solemnly again. I shrug and he gestures to me to run along, so as I naturally do. The class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I've even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. The first days I was pretty high-strung in class. Yeah, no, you and me both. Muto finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival. So as you know, the festival's on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep the meaning of the festival in your minds. Games and fried food! Everyone bursts out in laughter, and so do I. Yes, thank you, Mikado. But what I meant was more the remainder of his sentence is buried beneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Muto deliberates for a moment, but since nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down. It's crowded in the hallway, or as crowded as the hallways in this school would get. Most of the students seem to be heading down from the cafeteria. Normally I join the flow and grab a lunch myself, but today is different. Today I've been invited to lunch on the roof. An odd location, but that's where I was told to go. Fortunately, I managed to find shelter from the storm in the lee of the classroom door. Eventually, the torrent subsides and I tentatively step out into the hallway. Only to be met like Amy, who comes flouncing down the hallway like a cannonball. Hey Hisao, great timing! Is it just me, or is this the first time I've seen you in uniform? Or like, in the regular uniform. I suppose the PE uniform's technically uniform too. I have souped her extra lunch today, as promised. Let's go upstairs. She's adorable. The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door complete with missing padlock. I wonder who this intrepid individual was that removed the lock. Emi shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Amy flinches, almost falling back down the stairs. Eek! Hello, it's Rin. Yipes, you scared me, Rin. Wait, isn't she... Hello? Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, Amy looks curiously at me. You two know each other. I look confusedly at Amy. She's that friend of yours. Rin has turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Amy. The awkward silence lasts only for a few seconds until Amy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the coincidence off. I invited Hisa for lunch. If you know him, that's just better. Oh, does this mean I don't get food? Or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Neither. I have food for 3. Nice thinking. They walk to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. There's nobody else but us here. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in other schools. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. Small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain-link fence to take a look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle and at the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards a convenience store nearby. Somewhere a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look at the town center in the small... Somehow, when I look down towards the town center, the small town feel strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of big metropolis seems so far away and foreign here. No one here has to run to catch a bus, like their life depends on it, or get their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from home all came so suddenly that I haven't had time to think about how I feel about it. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to the open, I feel warmth touching my back. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftop makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of trees and flowers, not smog and car exhaust like it used to just a few weeks ago. Amy settles on a... That's good for you. Amy settles on a bench with Rin in tow and produces 1 big and 2 small lunch boxes from her bag. Come on, Hisa, what are you waiting for? She's beckoning me to join them, making room on the already small bench. I see myself on the corner of the bench to take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all 3 of us fit on it. Impressive view. Amy suppresses a giggle and places the lunchbox in front of Rin and hands another lunchbox to me. Here you go. Lunch as promised. Homemade. Oh, Amy's home cooking. Okay. Homemade, no less. I'm impressed. Wow, this looks really good. Thanks. I made it myself when I can. I make it myself when I can. Conversation dies off as I set about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping off a forkful of food into her mouth using only her feet. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed at her dexterity. It's also a reminder of the sort of place I am in right now. Will I ever get used to sights such as this? I can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a normal person? I don't know. Or does it just mean I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Amy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her ancestors. You seem pretty hungry. Amy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding. My morning run always works up an appetite, which is great because then I burn through lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlish figure. What would happen if you lose it? Would you become a man? I very nearly choke on my lunch trying not to laugh. It's a figure of speech. Does your figure have to run in the mornings too? Oh my god. These fucking two. Do you always talk like this? Talk like what? Like what? I think that answers my question. Never mind. So, struggle to think of small talk and settle on the obvious question. How'd you two meet? Rin seems content to let Amy answer this question. Someone in the housing department thought we complement each other well, so we were assigned rooms next to one another. Complement each other? Like shoes and a suit. Huh? Amy giggles at my confusion. What do you think? Put us together and we've got all our limbs. Get it? Ah. So I started helping Rin getting ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along. I see. Rin chooses this moment to interject. I have trouble with shirts. Right, that seems fairly obvious. Really? Kind of. This isn't helping, but at least Amy seems to find the whole thing funny. That combined with the fact that Rin is genuinely curious makes me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you've got no arms. So putting on those shirts seemed like one of those things that would be difficult. You know what? I'm just gonna stop talking about it now. It'll save you a lot of trouble in the long run. Rin nods in what I suspect is meant to be a sage manner. I see. The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Amy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise. I can hear it in my head. The Japanese anime food eating noise. Ah, that was good. Yeah, no, I swear. It's like Rin's like avatar is a bit I'm not saying it's bad. I really like both of them. It's like it feels a bit cruder, like almost hand drawn. Like, there's a certain passion. There's a certain gloss to Rin's avatars though. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. Wait, why is Amy the most iconic one? Was she like the first character added? She could be. Has she been? Amy and also Hanako. Those are like the two most iconic ones. Are those just the two fan favorites, maybe? I don't know. I mean, I'm certainly gravitating towards the two. But Rin seems pretty awesome. They all seem awesome. I don't know. Whatever. As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up. I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry. With a flourish, she reaches into a bag and removes a trio of juice boxes. And I'm thirsty too. She tosses me one that appears to be cranberry juice, one to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk, complete with pink color scheme, and keeps an equally pink box of some kind of fruit punch to herself. Rin dexterously grabs her straw through the top of her box and begins to drink. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think either Amy or Rin are the sort of people to think twice about the way they work about their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Indeed, she gives off the impression of being entirely unaware she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure. So, Hisao, how do you like it up here? It's quite nice, actually. I like high places for the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And for the lunch, too. Amy grins with a 1,000-watt grin, pleased by my response, I suppose. No problem. Feel free to eat with us next time, too, okay? I will make you lunch, but you could bring your own up here. No lunch service? I don't know. No, seriously, though. Look, guys, look at it. It's like, this one seems a lot smoother. Actually, no, does it? Am I going crazy? Yeah, no, the pencil lines are a bit more even. And this is a bit rough. I mean, I like this too. It's very charming. I like it. Yeah, it's like, this one seems a bit, not entirely in line. Like, this one seems very polished. This one seems like about standard. This is a little, there's that like rough charm to it. I don't know how to say it. The sprites, they're interesting. Trying to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve! She giggles. Well, if that's your answer, I guess Rin and I will just keep eating lunch all alone. Oh, you can't say no to a face like that. I'm suddenly assaulted by the most heart-rending puppy dog eyes I've ever seen as Amy pouts. You can't say no to that, can you? Kidding, I was kidding. We'll have to eat lunch up here. Oh, great, Hisao. You got you got 3 pairs of girls who want to hang out with you now. I'd love to eat lunch up here again. Good location and the company's okay too. Amy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. I guess this makes us friends now. Or at least acquaintances. The The lunch bell rings, signaling a return downstairs. Rin, you didn't finish your lunch again. I wasn't that hungry. If you don't eat more, you're going to fade away. Rin shrugs as if this is an acceptable risk. Come on, we better get going. So that's why she was eating. Oh, the three of us head down the stairs together. The afternoon class passes. Once again, I find myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library to return a couple of books I finished reading. Walking inside, I see that there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday, all the more evident by the total silence enveloping the room. As I drop the books I borrowed into the returning slots on the counter, Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it, quite startled from the banging they make as they hit the trolley next to her. Ah, sorry Yuko, didn't mean to startle you. No, it's fine. It happens a lot, I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? It's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book while I'm here. There's not much else to do. After reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I wander down the fiction section towards the back of the library, scanning bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. As I do, I look over to the corner where Hanako had been last time I was here, not really expecting anything to come of it. Surprisingly, though, she's still there, absorbed completely like in a fairly thick book. I decide against intruding on her like last time and get back to finding reading material. Aww. After an indiscernible amount of time perusing the aisles, I finally decide on a couple of books to get and slide them off the shelf. With the minimum of fuss, I walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk off. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. Aw, we didn't get. Aw, come on! A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. Feeling utterly drained, I head to my room to read the books I borrowed. There's been enough action and excitement for one day already. The first is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I know the story, of course, but I've never actually read the original book. It's just as trippy as I remember the stories to be, with the wacky characters and nonsense plot. Wow, okay. I find myself thinking of some kind of Alice 2, helplessly tumbling down the rabbit hole into this cripple wonderland. Okay, that's a rather strong expression. Yeah, geez. Still, the isolated location and the overt way the school accommodates to absolutely everything is unsettling. It's like another world. I wonder why I can't shake the feeling of being an outsider like Alice, despite everyone being so hospitable and friendly with me. Turning my page, my mind starts drifting further away from the book. It's quiet. I can hear my heartbeat thumping against the fabric of my shirt. For some reason, it makes me feel really bad. Since that time in the forest with Iwanako. Like I was locked in a cage or something nasty and scary. I put the book down for a while and stared at the ceiling, taking my time to shake off the feeling. 200 pages later, I fall asleep. Wow, that was a short day. The students roll into class for the Saturday morning session, each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people who have worked through the night. Last chocolate, sorry guys. That's good. But yeah, we're, obviously, as you can tell, we are continuing. I've been streaming for 49 minutes. Yeah. Oh, or 50. There's no way I'm just ending it off here. Hold on, let me just... Muto lurched into the class. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through class until lunch break, and then our time is our own. Muto lurches into class in a tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior for him, but it appears that no one in class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Not a peep is heard amongst the ruffling papers. That can be partially attributed to the 2 empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present, probably doing student council work for the festival. It's very quiet without Misha present. I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she's making up for Shizune's lack of voice. Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? I'm so engrossed in thinking about Misha that I don't even notice Muto approaching my desk. Sure, what's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Uh-oh. Something about this doesn't sound too good, but I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. Muto stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he's trying to say. Not knowing what's going on, I wait silently. I heard from the school's head nurse that you had an incident the other day. Ah, so it's about that. Well, kind of, but it's not anything to be worried about. Yes, it is. Anything that can endanger your health is something to be worried about. We try our best here to prepare you for your life here. Part of that involves knowing your limits and how to work around them. It would be remiss of me if I didn't speak up about this. Alright, I get it. I'm sorry. Mucho closes his eyes in frustration. I realize that this probably wasn't the best thing to say. Something tells me you're not sorry. Pretend as much as you want, but this isn't a normal school. A lot of people have put in a lot of time, effort, and money to make sure that you and every other student here can have the same level of education as your peers. For you to abuse that by throwing out advice, especially medical advice, is plain selfish. Okay, we're getting chewed out. I'm not quite sure if this is how he actually feels, or if this is some act that he's practiced many times to guilt-trip students into doing the right thing. Either way, it's working. I understand. This is all new to me, and I apologize. I know my limits now, and I'll be sticking to them. Muto appears to lighten up a little, satisfied that his message has been received. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't really think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Muto taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah, you gotta keep up with these things, right? That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world and you're left behind, right? Oh man, that hits way too hard for me. Alright, wouldn't want that to happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the next layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing. I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Muto's serious talk is over, and he's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. I think in hindsight that I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. Well then, I think that's all I had to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? My relief at that suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Muto pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before. For an instant, I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back inside the classroom. A few of the questions jump up at the sound of the board, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the questions on the board. Some of them don't even bother, their heads slumped on the desk as they nap. Thankfully, it would appear that Muto does not even notice them. He returns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of his drawers. I guess I got him there. The class returns to the near silence that Muto and I left it before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get their last-minute preparations underway. The clock on the wall slowly ticks the remaining class time away until finally the bells cry out, ending the torment. Before you all leave, I expect the answers for those problems by Monday. The class sighs as one, instantly regretting slacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. The classroom empties in a blink as everyone rushes to their last-minute festival preparations. I stay behind and try to quickly finish the questions so I don't have to bother with it over the rest of the weekend with the festival and all tomorrow. Apart from me, Hanako is the only one left, obviously waiting for Lily. It's weird that Lily comes all the way to her classrooms to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least nominally harder for her than it is for Hanako. It's none of my business, and naturally I don't ask about it from Hanako. Despite the relative proximity of our seats, neither tries to strike up a conversation about that or anything else, so an oppressive fallen silence falls upon the classroom. Time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn the pages of my notebook. Hanako turns the pages of the novel she's reading. My pencil lead splinters against the paper just when I was about to finish a paragraph. The sound of my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around for a sharper feel like they're breaking the mood in the classroom. Hanako keeps her eyes firmly away from my direction. Before long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. Hanako? Aww. Her name is all it takes for Hanako to jump up from her desk and run to Lily. They talk quietly for a moment, but it isn't before long before Lily leaves down the hall and Hanako idles back into the classroom, taking her seat once again. It feels like we haven't seen Shizuna and Misha or Hanako. And we're still somewhat seeing Lily and Hanako, but like, am I like locked out of the routes? Am I on a route right now? I don't know. I can't tell at this point. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye, out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple minutes, she does nothing but sit with her chin in hand, staring at the desk dejectedly. I assume it's for the festival preparations, actually. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her. Her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Come to think of it, that isn't the one I saw her reading at the library. She must be quite the fast reader to get through them at this rate. You and me both, I'm a fast reader too. After about 10 minutes of restlessly shuffling in her seat and trying to read, Hanako closes her book and leaves too. As should I, since the assignment is all but finished, and there's nothing else to do in the classroom. Not that I have anything to do anywhere else either. The school's a beehive of activity, but nobody pays me any heed. I saunter past classrooms filled with students frantically doing this and that, buzzing around like little worker bees. You wouldn't guess the school day is over. It's a bit quieter outside, but not by much. People zip by left and right, hurrying as quickly as they can, busy and energetic. I feel the opposite. The midday sun seems to be draining all the spirit out of my body, making it feel limp all over. Oopsies. Warm, soft air flows inside of my shirt, feeling like a cushion. There we go. I yawn lazily, thinking about what I'd like to do. What I do. I'll drop off my books at the dorms first, then... something I haven't decided yet. Maybe Kenji's at his room. On my way to the dorms, I spot Emmy coming my way, running despite not having those weird running prosthetics on. I wave at her and she skids to a stop. Yo, Hisao, Amy! Spatters of white and green paint adorn her nose and chin respectively, but her smile is wide as always. She leans closer to me, amplifying the feeling she is examining me. What you doing? Nothing really. I don't have anything to do for the festival and everyone else seems to be doing something important. That's perfect, then you can help me and Rin. I'm feeling I am on like... I have a feeling Amy and Rin's route is like bundled together and they're gonna diverge at some point. So I have a feeling I'm on their route. Just saying. I could be wrong. With the festival preparations, I'm not sure if I would be of much help. That's fine, I'm not much help either. Amy grabs my wrist and starts dragging me inside the school quite forcefully. Even her walking speed is more like jogging, making me stumble all over myself simply trying to keep up. The stairs slow to Emmy down a bit. Maybe it's hard to climb with her legs, or maybe she's finally run out of breath. We go all the way back to the third floor to the seniors' hallway, ending up where I left 5 minutes ago. I could just as well have stayed here waiting for Amy, had I known. So is Rin working on that mural still? That's right, she needs all kinds of paints and brushes and stuff, so I went to get them from the art classroom. And you need to help me with that. Well, Rin told me you had already helped her, so I thought you wouldn't mind. I see. So thanks to Amy's flaky logic, here I am again, collecting stuff for the art classroom for other people. The room is empty apart from ourselves, and the lonely specks of dust floating in the air. Amy skips straight away to the back wall, digging out a tiny crumbled piece of paper from her pocket. While she tries to make sense of the scrawled handwriting, I take a closer look at the materials lying around here. Dozens of paint cans and bottles are arranged on the shelves in the most unorganized fashion. Some look like they've been left there for several decades, relics of previous art club generations. Next to the heavy stacks of the neatly piled drawing paper are boxes full of different sized brushes and unsorted crayons. The smell of paint, turpentine, and fresh paper float in the stale air, mixing my nostrils to form that unmistakable scent of art. Amy studies her notes, comparing them to the markings on the various paint cans, and passes them to me as she finds the correct matches. She stretches her neck to look up at the topmost shelf, but it's not quite enough. Her eye level stays below the shelf no matter what she does. Amy gives up and just looks up at the shelf longingly, like a child at the bookstore, huffing in annoyance. Aww. After a moment of building anger, she starts jumping up and down, apparently trying to speed read the labels during the fraction of a second she could see them, and catch what she can. It's no surprise that she feels miserably and almost manages to bring the entire shelf crashing down. She's adorable. Now I can see why lending a hand here would be useful. Yeah, come on, let me do that. You can't jump high enough and I don't want you to hurt yourself trying. Also, I'm like twice your height. You are not. Aw, she's adorable. She turns around, flaring scorn, flushed cheeks and all. Just kidding. Anyways, I'll look up there, okay? You should tease her more, this is fun. She glares at me one more time, but she can't come up with a retort. With a grudging, turns her back to me. So I begin scrounging around the top shelf for paint, while below, Amy crouches to scavenge what she can from the cupboards. I shake my head a little, after double-checking to ensure she can't see me do so. Amy having a complex about her height was a surprise. I wouldn't have joked about it otherwise. She seems easygoing, but I guess everyone has their weak spots. Only after we have almost all the items collected and spread on a desk like a treasure hunter spoils, do I realize that it wasn't necessarily the height jab that got her riled up. She might not like to be told that she can't do something, like jump. But Amy herself seems to have forgotten all about it already. Quick to anger, quick to forgive. Is she that kind of person? At least she doesn't seem to have taken anything to heart. And she chatters away happily while we pick up the rest of the items and make our way to Rin. I think you're overthinking it. I chivalrously carry the bulk of the materials as we make our way towards the dormitories. Rin is really stressed about getting her painting done. It's her own fault, though. She should have started earlier. Is she going to make it? No idea. It looks good to me, but with Rin, you never know what's going on. I found her sitting this more... I found her this morning lying in front of the dorm in fetal position. She hadn't slept all night. I can't believe that the night nurses hadn't found her. Now she's painting again like crazy. Yeah, I've noticed she kind of comes off as unhinged, so to speak. Amy giggles at that, as well as at my likely too obvious awkwardness. I don't mind it. She's just a little weird sometimes, and that's what makes her fun. On that, I could agree with her. Unlike me, Amy seems to be cool with Rin's whatever it is that seems so off about her. It's what makes her based, come on. Still, they don't feel close like Misha and Shizune do. With them working as a single entity sometimes, it's hard to say where one ends and the other begins. Even though they're so different, just like Amy and Rin are. And Rin is the most different of them all, different from anyone else I've met. Yeah, I guess she's a very unique person. Sorry, burp. I return to that word again, as if it encompasses Rin's personality by itself. But really, it's just a substitute for a lengthy description of her oddities. Amy giggles as I grasp around for a properly descriptive word. She's just weird. You know, earlier she spent half an hour sitting on her box and stared at her toes. She giggles in a way that makes me think she doesn't know what's funny about it. It just is. I'm with Amy. I don't know why that's funny. It's not. It's just kind of entertaining. All that time. The working area is a mess, but the mural itself has taken over even more of the wall since I last saw it. The disfigured human figures have been mostly colored in tones of red, pink, and orange. Weird imaginary things populating the spaces between. It looks nice. I can't think of any word that would describe the work concisely and comprehensively, so I settle on the nondescript nice. But honestly, it seems like the area around the wall becomes untidier at the same rate as the mural progresses. The ground is littered with dozens of paint cans, various art supplies, and empty soda bottles. Rin herself is at the center of this chaos, standing there, looking very cozy as if she was a natural part of the scene. Her pant legs have been rolled up to her knees, exposing her thin legs which sport a drying spectrum of war paintings, similar to those on Amy's face. The shame they don't have the actual paint, that would be sort of more immersive. Amy sprints to Rin ahead of me and gleefully jumps in front of her. I'm back! That was fast. Did you run the corridors again? Hisao helped me. Amy points victoriously at me. Rin turns around following Amy's finger with her eyes, looking at my general direction. She nods absent-mindedly at me. She looks like she hasn't slept since last night. A vacant, glazed stare that's focused slightly off me and movement like in a slow-motion movie. Hello, Hisao. Thank you for your help. Don't mention it. I just did. Never mind. Looks like you've made progress. Looking far, as I can tell. But now you get more bad luck. I know, but I'm willing to take the risk. It's a very nice thing to say, for me, of course, not for you. That's why artists are always unlucky. They constantly have to look at their unfinished paintings. So artists can't find romance, their TV shows are cancelled, or they die young because of an unspecified disease. It's a deep and mysterious law of the universe. One of those is not like the others. Unless they are blind. She considers this for a while, looking like she's going to fall asleep. There's a boy. At the art club, you see. Blind boy. So he doesn't. See? You already told me. I glance sideways at Amy, and she glances back in a way that tells me she has heard this one before, too. Neither of us say anything to Rin, though, so she continues her monotone soliloquy like an unfunny stand-up comedian. I think at some point, if it's unfunny enough, it loops right back around to being funny again. He should become an artist. No bad luck guaranteed. Don't you think that would be a good idea? That only blind people should become artists? No, not as such. You might have a point. Abandoning this train of thought, she turns again to consider her work and starts humming a tune that I think I recognize, but I can't remember the name of. I feel that. Amy arranges supplies we brought and moves a few paint cans around, trying to bring some organization to the scene. Amy, I need the Prussian blue paint. Which one's Prussian blue? She's staring helplessly at 7 or 8 cans, each with a different tone of blue. It's the one with the Prussian blue paint in it. Ah yes, thank you, Rin, very helpful. Geez, Rin, you're not helping at all. I look around as well, even though I don't know what Prussian blue looks like. Either. I wonder what blue has to do with Prussia. Why is it called Prussian blue, actually? I'm a history nut, I should know this. Or what Prussia even is. Oh, come on! Come on! Or what Prussia even is. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't place it. Hisao! I am severely disappointed in you. You're supposed to be my self-insert. How do you not know what Prussia is? While none of the blues look more Prussian than the others, the small print on the labels is legible enough to determine that none of them say anything about the contents being Prussian. There is no Prussian blue here. We need to get more then. I open my mouth to say that actually we're not both needed for such a simple task like finding another pot of Prussian blue, but Amy's already grabbed my arm and starts dragging me off. I wave to Rin, who doesn't even seem to have noticed that the two of us are even leaving. Well, she knows when she goes for her Prussian blue and finds out it's still not there. Maybe. Probably not, actually. I'm not busy thinking about how weird Rin is. Amy's been dragging me back to the art classroom. I feel myself starting to run out of breath. What's with the rush? Huh? Amy's giving me an appraising look, as if she's trying to figure something out. It's just that you seem to be in a hurry. I'm not sure if I could keep up. Comprehension dawns on her face. You're not out of breath, are you? There's almost an accusing playfulness to her tone. Ah, she gets back at you now for the shorty joke. I'm tempted to deny it, but then I realize I've been breathing heavy since I stopped. I guess it's kind of obvious. A little. Not everyone can be in shape, you know. Takes all kinds, right? Amy frowns. It's not a particularly good frown. That is... I should get in shape? Not that I haven't decided to already try for that. After that flutter on the track, I figured there's a real need to get in some sort of running habit. I was, after all, feeling pretty good until I had my false alarm. Well, actually I wasn't, but it was fun. Meanwhile, my comment seems to have helped Amy come to some sort of a decision. Well, then that's it then. She gives me a serious look. You're joining me. I beg your pardon? In the mornings. You and I are now running partners. I've got a routine all planned out. In fact, she produces a crumpled sheet of paper. I've got it right here with me. Alright. I take the sheet of paper and give it a once-over. Times, dates, and laps all laid out. Slow increase from just a few laps a day to... My god, does she expect me to have running marathons? And where did she find the time to get this all together? And how long has she been playing this anyway? You've been playing this? A little. Aww. It's really the nurse's idea. He told me to keep an eye on you to make sure you exercise like he told you to. A vast conspiracy? Maybe Kenji's onto something here. This seems a bit much for just keeping an eye on me. Well, to be honest, I've been trying to find a running partner in the mornings for a while now. My god, Kenji, if you could only see the scheme unfolding! What do you need a partner for anyways? Oh my god. What do you need a partner for anyway? It's easier to keep up a workout if you're not the only one doing it. Isn't that obvious? You're less likely to quit if someone else is counting on you to be there, right? I see, and this won't only keep you in the running, but make sure that I keep running as well. Meaning that I'll be obeying the nurse. And I'll be keeping an eye on you just like he said. You caught on quick, Hisao. And if I refuse? I have no intention of refusing, of course. But I've got to at least put up a token resistance to such a masterfully executed plan. Well, if you refuse, I'd have to pout. And you'd have to live with being the guy who made Emi Imbarazaki pout. You don't want that on your conscience, do you? Aww. As if to demonstrate, Amy begins pouting. It is the most adorable, heart-wrenching thing I've ever seen. If I was Hisao, I would tell Amy, I'm joining anyways, but I want you to do that more often. Okay, I'll do it. Just don't do that. I feel like I just hit a puppy. So it's settled, right? Aww, I love this. You're gonna be my running partner. Follow the workout and the dietary plan. Dietary plan? Oh, yeah, the dietary plan. You've got to eat healthy if you're going to get in shape, you know. Oh, that's a good point. I've just been eating the same. That's actually good. That's actually good advice. Well, I mean, oh god damn it. I don't want to say I'm built like a stick, but why the fuck did I say that? I need to get swole. I need to get swole, baby. How do you get swole? I feel like I'm just naturally thin, though. That's a problem. Why am I telling you this? Is anyone even watching? Doesn't matter. I can tell you all the embarrassing secrets I have right now, and nobody would care. You gotta eat healthy if you're gonna get in shape, you know? I examined the workout routine closely. I was about to say, is it normal if you could wrap your fingers around your wrist? But actually, I realized if I couldn't, that would make me fat, not swole. So, probably a good thing, right? Right? Fortunately, no one is watching this, so if actually this makes me a weakling, nobody will know. I examined the workout routine closely. I don't see a dietary plan on here. Oh, right, I forgot to give that to you. I love this sprite. She's adorable. Another crumpled sheet of paper is produced and handed over. It's somewhat less detailed. I had the nurse help me come up with it. The amount of dedication that the nurse has to keeping me in good health is pretty overwhelming. I don't know many school nurses who get one of their students to spy on me, much less help come up with a dietary plan. I assume he does this for everyone. Then again, I guess I'm not in a normal school. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. Oh no, this dietary plan seems to cut out just about everything that'll be offered at the festival tomorrow. How about making an exception for just one day and starting the day after? Like, I know that's kind of fatso logic, but like, just come on. It's a special day. So when does the running start? After the festival. Right after, what if I had something to eat there? I could get a stomachache, you know? I meant the day after the festival. I knew that. Wasn't there something we were supposed to be doing? Oh, I guess we should get the paint for Rin, huh? Oh no, it slipped my mind! She's adorable. By the way, when we get the paint and get back to the mural, Rin's already wandered off. Oh well. Emmy and I both decide to part ways there, leaving the paint on the ground. Rin will find it whenever she comes back anyway. Festival's tomorrow. I'm actually a little excited for it. At the same time, the week's left me feeling pretty tired, so I read a little, then go to bed. My god, this is going by really quickly. How far are we into the game anyway? Fuck it, I feel like next episode's gonna be long, though. Should I keep going? Should I? One minute and 20. I've had videos longer than this. Well, I've had short streams. I suppose I could leave it off here. Something tells me the festival's gonna be pretty long. I'm just gonna take a look at all this. I wonder what's up with some of the other, other characters. She seems kind of interesting. So does she. And then again, it could just be background. Oh, there's another girl like Amy. I really like the character designs. Am I on a route? I kind of want to spend, like, more time with all the girls, though. Like, all of them, you know? Amy... You know what? If Amy's my first route, though, I wouldn't mind that. Aww. You're adorable, too. Aww. Ugh. Ugh. I mean, I gotta say, everything in this is really well designed. Rin, you absolute goober. She's definitely... I like this so much, I don't know why. I'm still kind of sad. I was just wondering, like... Whoa, wait a sec, I didn't notice. Whoa! Whoa, upskirt shot. Oh, that's... Whoa! Oh. Oh. 20 further images not unlocked. Sure, let's watch this again. Actually, yeah, you know what? It's fine. Yeah, I don't need to. Is she a singer? Lily. I want to know more about everyone. I mean, I guess that's why I'm playing the game. Oh, but I'm not patient and progress is so freaking slow because I only play this once a week. Whatever. Guys, I hope you all are enjoying this video. I certainly am. I'm Katawa Shoujo. Ah. After all these years, I'm actually getting into it. I can't believe it. Anywho. If you all enjoyed this, please leave a like, a subscribe, and a comment if you haven't done so already, and make sure to smash that bell. I'm probably gonna play this again next Friday. I don't want to play too often because, unlike with Steins Gate, where some of the lines are voiced and I get to, like, rest a little, I genuinely read every single one. I have to read all the lines because they're not voiced. And that does, like, that's not good for my throat. So, yeah, I don't want to, like, do this too much. Like, constantly every day, because that would screw up my voice. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I can't wait. And I hope y'all like that too. So yes! The sky is up, and you guys are awesome! I will see you all in the next video!